Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I've just finished the takeover right now for the Dark Fae on the Doom Tower. I know lots of you guys have some issues with Dark Fae and how to beat this boss. So I want to showcase this specific champion right here, Horden. I've showcased like 2 days ago. I made another video about Ninja. He is in this team, but he's not the reason why this team works. I know that these champions look like very difficult champions to get, especially like a double Allure and a Deacon Armstrong. Maybe Horden is much easier in the sense that he's, well, I mean, he's an epic. It's the same chance to get him, but you know, you get him and you forget about him, but he might be in there in your vault and he might be useful. So how this team works is that Horden has this special ability on his default skill. There's many other champions out there. I referenced Herndick in the past. He's like the MVP for this one, but getting an extra turn if the target is killed, this is amazing for this specific boss. That's what you need to get those turns going, guys. All right, you need to be getting extra turns to kill each one of your team members basically, and you need to think about, okay, what team members am I running? Am I running Force and I'm gonna have Horden, who's magic, to try and beat a Force champion? A weak kid is gonna just block you and not let you do what you're trying to do. So this one has 4 magic members and a spirit member. So I've built 2 versions of this team, all right? And these 2 teams, it's one with a cold heart and one with double allure. The double allure is more consistent in the sense that it's gonna have way more control, but there's another team that you can possibly build with replacing the ninjas and the allures with 3 armigers, all right? If you are in such a bad position in terms of champions and you're trying to push through Dark Fae, then Armiger is going to be huge, or any other terminator reduction champion that's going to be consistent. Okay, Armiger is way consistent, way more consistent than others, so that's why I said Armiger. But these champions right here are what makes this team work. And let me just show you the double allure first. No, I'll show you the one with cold heart, because double allure is not as easy to get, especially 2 allures getting into 60. 1 allure is reasonable. And you'll see that we just get the Terminator boosting. We have the fastest one right here. We've got Deacon Armstrong, and then we've got Horden. You look at his extra turn that he's getting, boom, double tapping the enemies or using his big damaging skill there. I think, no, I have that block. So it's just his A1 and his A3 that he's using. And then if he doesn't get the kill, everybody else will get the kill here, hopefully. And look at that. Get another extra turn right there. And Horden should go again first, hopefully taking down Deacon. He didn't take him down because Deacon's a little bit tanky, but everybody else is now getting a turn, and hopefully this is gonna work. There's Horden with the big burst, and ooh, the enemy Horden got a turn, but ours is gonna get the kill. I think even without the cold heart, we should be able to clear this out. We'll just have to see here. The fear is annoying, but look at that. We get the decreasing Terminator. We get Ninja to proc his A2, which does insane amounts of damage on the boss. And he's running a Relentless set. So Relentless sets are also like the MVP for any kind of fast run, especially in the Doom Tower. They're not needed, but they make the runs way faster. Okay, you get an extra turn, especially with champions like Allure, more Terminator, Armiger, more Terminator reduction again. Again, refresh gear and relentless gear on Ninja makes this run way faster. Look at that, 1:31. This is actually my fastest run so far, and these is how fast these runs can be. I can show you the gear on everyone right now, but the most important thing is to build out Horden. And depending on which difficulty you're doing, you need to be also considering their speeds and damage requirements. Okay, right now I'm doing normal Doom Tower, but the higher you go, the higher speeds that you need. All the way up to hard Doom Tower 120, that's where you need an insane 251 speed to go before the boss does, and that should be like your starting point. That's how I've built this team. I've built this to beat the hardest difficulty of the Dark Fae, but for the normal difficulty you don't need that much speed, and we'll check on how much speed you need exactly right now. All right guys, so very quickly, these are the stats for the Dark Fae on stage 10, 80 and 120 of normal. We've got speeds running of 150, 170 and 190. So for this one specific stage, I could have had everybody a little bit above 170 speed, and I would have been fine in terms of beating the Dark Fae boss. Of course, anything higher is going to make your runs way easier. 190 even for stage 120 is relatively easy to get, even for accounts being 2 months old or 3 months old. But you can't really expect an account 3 months old to be beating the normal version of the Doom Tower. It's possible, but it's not a common thing to see. All right, and then we go into the hard difficulty. We go at speeds of 210, 230, and then 250. But also remember, guys, that when you're trying to run a champion at 250 and you've got something like a Deacon or a Lysandra available, then they will also have the speed lead, which also gives you speed based on your base speed. So if you've got a base speed of 100, you're at 19 basically, so you're at the 119, basically 119 speed starting out the run, plus whatever speed you get from your gear. And that's how I've calculated the speed that I needed on Horden. Let's have a look at Horden's gear right now, just so you guys can see on the requirements to do this kind of thing, because remember, you'll be beating your own self first with Horden. So the more defense you've got or HP on your own champions, if you use them elsewhere, so like clan boss, then the more damage you're gonna need on Horden to take them out. So I had to build him with these amounts of stats: 248 crit damage, 100% crit, 233 speed, and 3.8k attack. The attack is not that high, I know, but the critical damage can be considered high along with the speed. Okay, the good thing is he doesn't need accuracy because he doesn't do any debuffs. So the gear requirement is not as high as, let's say, Herndig, all right? But it's still high. The masteries that I got on him, the crucial ones are Whirlwind of Death, and I would say Ruthless Ambush is very good here because you get that extra damage on your first hit on yourself basically. And then I went for Flawless Execution because I didn't want to depend on having Hell Smasher proc to kill myself, kill my own team, all right? And that's why I went with Flawless Execution. I could have went for Hell Smasher, to be honest, but didn't do that. And then on this team, I could have run Lysandra, but I found that she was very tanky for Horden, and I needed that. I needed to use Deacon because he is squishier, so he dies much easier, and he also applies the defense down on my own team. Okay, with this specific rotation, and I run him at a 1 speed higher than him, higher than Horden, but Horden does get more speed once he gets a few kills going, so he will be going first at the start of the run. All right, and then we've got the allures don't really have anything special on them in terms of damage. They just need the accuracy, 292. Okay, these needs to be higher if you're gonna go for Hari Doom Tower, so it needs to be over 330, and the speed's at 200, and of course the higher the speed the better it is, but of course it needs to be lower than Deacon or Horden or Herndig or whoever you want to use. Okay, same thing for both allures, close to 200 speed both of them, above 200 accuracy for both of them. 100% crit is needed. Masteries are not really needed, they do help, but they're not really needed. And then if you're going to be using Cold Heart, you just run her with a normal Cold Heart build. This one's got 220 speed, 258 crit damage, and 272 accuracy. The crit damage caps at a point, but we really love using a Cold Heart for her terminator reduction. And that's pretty much it for the champions. Of course, Ninja, you're going to be running him hopefully with a Relentless set. If not, again, if you don't have the Relentless sets, run with other sets. They're still going to be great, they're still going to be useful, and you're still going to see the damage, but the runs will not be as fast. So it's not going to be a 1 minute 31 seconds run. It's going to be, you know, a little bit slower because you're not getting those extra turns. So let's have a look at the double allure team, and then we'll close off the video, guys. And look at that, it works the same thing pretty much for both runs. The only thing I changed on custom AI was using the allures A1 only as a consistent thing. I have them use their A2 as an opener, but that's it. I have of course I've got my Ninja using his A2 always, and then I haven't changed anything on Deacon. And for Horden, I locked out his A2 because that does not give me an extra turn when I do get a kill. All right, and we'll see now. Gonna try and get the kill. They didn't get the kill, almost got the kill there. Boom, A3 into A2. There's allure number 1, got an extra turn there. There's the Science Slash, the freeze there coming from Ninja. Wow, that Horden was gonna get a turn. It could have been a failed run, I think, right here. But look at that, extra turns, we're doing some damage. This is the normal difficulty, so the boss is very squishy on its own. But really what we're trying to do with this team is we're trying to beat ourselves first, and the boss comes second. I mean, the boss will be easy once you establish turn meter control. Once you got that, I mean, it's very trivial, and the speed requirements are as I showed you guys, so they are quite high when you move on to the hard difficulty. But for normal difficulty, you can even run, as you've seen, anything above 190 and it's still gonna work. Look at that, turn meter reduction, extra turns proccing like crazy, way more consistent than the previous one, because we had one member dying in the previous run. But look at this one, turns 51 turns, a minute 33, solid work done. And this was the takeaway, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. If you ever need any help with your account, leave me a comment over on Discord, a DM, send me a DM, and I'll try to respond as soon as possible. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.